If you're stuck choosing a reporting tool for your ecom brand or clients, this video will save you hours of research and probably a few headaches. I manage millions per year in ad spend across multiple brands, and I've been using StoreHero for about 6 months now. This is my independent review. Instead of walking through every corner of the platform, I'll focus on the dashboards and insights you can't get natively from Meta, Google, Klaviyo or TikTok, the stuff that actually moves the needle. And I'll be using our demo store so we can run through examples without showing any private client data. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. The dashboard overview is your daily command center. It's a single dashboard that shows you how your store is performing across sales, profit and marketing and more in real time. Think of it like a bird's eye view before you dive deeper into retention, finance or ads. So a few scenarios where I personally find it useful is a quick pulse check, so I can see sales, profit and spend at a glance by platform and also holistically, which is a great addition to the platform so you don't have to stitch together 5 platforms and a bunch of spreadsheets and formulas. Spotting anomalies early so we can catch sudden drops in metrics like conversion rate or spikes in refunds or rising ad spend which isn't actually generating more profit before they snowball. We can have exceptional team alignment with this platform, so everyone from the founders to marketers to ops can star the metrics that are most important to them and get them surfaced automatically in a daily, weekly or monthly report. Simplified reporting, so instead of pulling data separately from Shopify, Meta, Google, Klaviyo, SEO, potentially more, StoreHero unifies everything in one clear dashboard. So why does this matter to me? This isn't about showing everything. It's about surfacing the right things, the KPIs. You start here, as I say, carry through to your report on a daily, weekly or monthly basis, whether that's MER, contribution margin or refund rate. And just to be clear, contribution margin is simply your revenue minus all variable costs like product, packaging, transaction fees and ad spend. In other words, it's the profit left over after marketing. That's a number that brands should really be scaling against rather than ROAS. ROAS doesn't really give us an idea of how well the performance is going, as every product has a different break-even ROAS, and we also need to factor in many other things like the CAC to LTV ratio. But from here, you can drill down into retention to see how new versus repeat customers drive growth, or into finance for a full profit and loss picture, or your acquisition strategy to see how you can increase the performance there based on the feedback we get from this dashboard. Now we're on to the ads overview section, which is the paid ads dashboard, which gives you a complete view of your paid traffic across channels. Perfect for checking the health of your acquisition strategy in seconds. It pulls in ad spend, blended ROAS, cost per acquisition, conversion value, conversion rate, performance trends and more, broken down by channel, campaign or even ad. Why I find it valuable is because you can instantly see if performance is trending up or down across channels. You can compare platforms like Meta, Google or TikTok to identify which one is driving the best performance and where adjustments might be needed. You can monitor blended cost per acquisition and conversion rate to assess efficiency at a macro level, which is very important. So how I personally use it is I'll use it for daily check-ins, so catch sharp changes before they hurt results. Channel comparison, so I can see which channels pull the most weight and which need fixing, and that would essentially allow me to budget allocate effectively. And finally, performance alignment, so I can make sure channel results match the bigger picture and the profitability goals from the store overview, and ensure that the metrics all align holistically across all the acquisition. The next section is the product dashboard, which is where you separate the best sellers and the true profit drivers. It works like a unit sales report, but lets you expand to see both the product and the variant level, which is a handy upgrade since Google Analytics typically only shows at the variant level, which isn't very useful for us. So this matters because high sales volume doesn't always mean high profitability, and that is where many brands get caught out. Here you can monitor unit sales by product or variant, product costs either set individually or you can add a default product margin. I would suggest you add it individually on Shopify and then it will pull through automatically. Product and transaction fees and other variable costs. Break-even ROAS, the exact ROAS you need to cover all spend and all variable fulfillment costs. Revenue, product margin percentage per item. You can also filter, sort or save views based on sales margins, break-even ROAS or any other metric that matters to you. If you want to go a step further and get something close to a contribution margin per product, because at the moment we just have the contribution margin as a whole, you can actually turn on Google ad spend in this dashboard, and then from there you can just extract that from the net revenue. For Meta, or TikTok, you'll need to filter your ad account by product naming conventions and subtract the ad spend from the net revenue manually per product. This lets you set realistic targets per product, so not just relying on an overall store ROAS, and make more confident decisions on which products to cut or scale. Next up, we have the retention overview dashboard, which gives you a complete view of how well your store turns first-time buyers into repeat customers and how much revenue and profit those returning customers generate over time. Just to note, this demo store doesn't seem to have much data coming through here, but you'll be able to see the metrics that I will show on the drop-down column on the right. This is where you highlight new versus repeat customer performance, which is crucial for understanding first order profitability. In other words, are you profitable on the very first purchase, or does your brand only turn profitable once repeat customers come in? And what are the forecasts between the CAC to LTV ratio? So some scenarios where it's useful are identifying lifetime value opportunities. See if certain products or bundles from the bottom naturally bring customers back more often, and double down on them in ads or email flows. This is because when we're advertising for products, if the front end performance is good on a certain product or potentially equal, if we find out that the lifetime value based on another product is exceptionally higher, then we want to use that as the front and center of our hero product strategy. Fixing poor retention, so we can spot if your repeat customer rate is dropping and investigate whether product quality, post-purchase experience, or maybe even competition might be causing it. We can prioritize high-value segments, so we can pinpoint your most profitable customer cohorts under the cohort tab, and you can target them with VIP offers or exclusive drops. Measuring campaign quality, so compare the retention, profit, and lifetime value of customers acquired from different channels, such as Meta, Google, or TikTok, to see which is truly profitable long term. Checking payback speed, so we can use the 30, 60, or 90-day lifetime value to see how quickly you can recover acquisition costs and reach profitability. Or if you're already profitable, you can just see what your forecasted revenue will be on the back end after this lifetime value kicks in from the new customers that you have acquired. You can allocate budget a little bit smarter as well, as if acquisition costs are rising, retention data helps you justify higher CAC for channels that deliver better LTV. Or products, optimizing your first purchase products so you can identify which initial purchases lead to the highest repeat purchase rates and profit, and then push those as entry points in your ads, as I say, as the hero product. So why do I find this powerful? So the retention overview doesn't just show if customers come back, it shows how often, how much they spend, and how quickly they either pay back acquisition costs or how much revenue you can forecast from these new customers. That gives you the context to judge whether your brand can afford a higher CAC up front, or if you need to prioritize first order profitability. It ties back to your North Star. So are you chasing rapid market share and willing to take a small loss up front, or do you want to extract profit immediately? Either way, this dashboard tells you what's sustainable. And that leads us into the finance overview, where you see how those behaviors roll up into your actual profit and loss. So the final section, which I use the most, is the finance overview dashboard, which builds directly on retention, because once you know how customers behave over time, you need to see how those behaviors roll up in your actual profit and loss. Think of it like a real-time P&L, but with e-commerce insights layered in. Some scenarios where it's useful, you can scale ad spend confidently, see your contribution margin in real time before making bigger budget increases, so you scale with profit in mind, not just a bigger revenue screenshot for Instagram. You can spot cost creeping early, so you can identify if staff costs, packaging, or transaction fees are quietly eating into your margins, or potentially discounts as well, before they become a bigger issue. And then you can also see the percentage incline or decline per month, so that you can keep an eye on all of these important cost creeping metrics. Managing seasonal fluctuations, so you can compare this month or quarter to previous periods to see how quietly or busier seasons affect your profitability and cost percentages. Dealing with rising refunds, so you can spot refund spikes for specific products or categories and fix the root cause before they tank your profit. Account for heavy discounting, so see quickly if growth has been propped up by margin draining discounts and whether it's still translating into real profit. You can align with investor, CFO, or your accountant by exporting a clean PDF or CSV with all the key profitability metrics, which of course will help with making reporting painless. You can see if sales growth actually is translating into profit so you can quickly see if a revenue jump is actually translating into higher net profit and not just higher ad spend. So why do I find this powerful and why do I use it? It doesn't just show you revenue, ad spend, it layers in COGS, refunds, discounts and other variable costs so you get the full picture of profitability before making any scaling or budget decisions. You also see this finance overview metrics, as I said earlier, in your daily, weekly or monthly StoreHero reports alongside your stored metrics from the main dashboards. So the numbers that truly matter to you and that generally aren't anywhere else are always at the front and center. So how does this compare to the likes of Triple Whale or High Rose? While Triple Whale and High Rose are attribution first tools, fine for identifying where sales came from most of the time, they're chasing a minor increase in attribution accuracy. Triple Whale and High Rose count your poker chips each hand. StoreHero teaches you how to play the table so you walk away with more essentially. That's because StoreHero takes a tracking first approach. It shows you what's actually happening inside your store, from real-time profitability and LTV to retention analysis and forecasting. These are the changes that actually change your budget allocation, scaling decisions and product strategy, and that's far more valuable than any tiny attribution gains. So, quick wrap up and other notable features on the platform. While I've gone deep on the dashboards I use most often, ads overview, products overview, finance and retention, StoreHero does actually have plenty of other sections worth knowing about. So it's got an orders dashboard which quickly views all the orders with revenue, costs and profitability data layered on top. Great for spotting fulfillment or regional trends. Creative overview, which tracks the performance of individual ad creatives across platforms so you can double down on winners faster. Ads overview, Meta, Google, TikTok, channel specific dashboards for diving deep into one platform's performance without leaving StoreHero, and it also has a few additional features which you won't see inside the standard paid acquisition platforms. Klaviyo, so you can see your email flow and campaign results alongside your paid acquisition channel data, making it easier to measure the true impact of retention marketing. Recharge, so perfect for subscription brands which track active subscribers, churn, reoccurring revenue and such like that. SEO, so you can monitor your organic performance keyword trends without juggling multiple tools. Again, one of the benefits of having everything aligned under one roof of StoreHero. Forecasting tool, so you can project future projects, profit and key metrics based on your current performance, helping you plan budget, stock and ad spend with more confidence. And after using StoreHero for nearly 6 months, my verdict is simple. It is one of the best ways to get a full funnel performance and profitability view without having to stitch together multiple platforms and genuinely hundreds of spreadsheets. And best of all, it only takes up to 30 minutes to set up. Connect your data sources, set your cost parameters, and you're ready to start making better informed decisions from day one. If you want to grow profitably without the guesswork, StoreHero is honestly the best tool I've come across in my 8 years of marketing. So my rating for StoreHero is, drumroll, 5 stars. And I don't hand those out easily. I'll leave a link below so you can check out yourself. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.